Have you ever met someone in their 60s who has more energy than people half their age? Their eyes still sparkle. Their skin glows. Their spirit feels ageless. And you wonder, how? What's their secret? It's not just genetics. It's something more powerful. Something science is finally starting to understand. The truth is, happy people age slower. And no, this isn't some motivational fluff. It's biology, neuroscience, and ancient wisdom wrapped into one truth. In this video, we're diving deep into why genuinely happy people defy aging, and 7 powerful things they do that keep them young, physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you want to slow down aging, not just on the outside, but deep inside your body and soul, watch till the end. This could change how you live the rest of your life. 1. They master the power of emotional resilience. One of the most silent, invisible killers of youth is stress. You don't see it coming. You don't hear it knocking. But it slowly erodes you from the inside, breaking down your body, your spirit, and your appearance. And here's the harsh truth: chronic stress physically accelerates aging. Science has proven that stress shortens something called telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of your DNA strands. When these telomeres shrink too much, your cells begin to malfunction, age, and eventually die early. That's when you start noticing signs: wrinkles, fatigue, brain fog, heart problems, anxiety, even depression. But here's where happy people stand apart from the rest. It's not that their lives are perfect. It's not that they don't feel pain, or loss, or struggle. They do. But they've developed something priceless: emotional resilience. Where most people break down under pressure, they bend, but don't break. They've trained their minds and hearts to bounce back. To process pain, not run from it. To heal instead of harden. And this resilience isn't just some soft spiritual thing. It has a very real, very measurable effect on their biology. When you manage your emotions with strength and grace, your nervous system calms. Your inflammation goes down. Your immune system strengthens. Your hormones balance out. And your body enters a state of cellular repair instead of cellular damage. That's why people who master emotional resilience often look younger, feel lighter, and stay healthier, even in the face of difficult circumstances. They don't drown in stress. They've learned how to float above it, with perspective, self-awareness, and inner peace. This isn't luck. This isn't magic. This is emotional mastery. And if you want to slow down aging, not just on your skin, but deep in your DNA, this is where the battle begins. The fountain of youth doesn't start with a cream. It starts with how you handle what breaks most people. It starts with emotional resilience. 2. They breathe joy into the present moment. One of the biggest reasons people age faster isn't just what they eat or how they sleep, it's where they mentally live. Most people are stuck in one of 2 prisons: the regrets of the past, or the anxieties of the future. They're replaying old mistakes, old betrayals, and missed chances. Or they're constantly chasing something that's not here yet: a better job, a perfect relationship, a future version of themselves they think will finally bring happiness. But in doing so, they miss the one thing that truly holds power: the present moment. Happy people understand this secret. They don't just exist in the present, they breathe joy into it. They don't wait for the weekend, or a vacation, or retirement to feel alive. They find beauty in the now: the smell of coffee in the morning, the sound of laughter, the softness of sunlight through the window. And here's what science tells us: when you're fully present, your body enters what's known as a state of flow, a neurological zone where your brain is focused, your stress is low, and your creativity is high. In this state, your brain releases powerful chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that act like natural youth elixirs. These aren't just feel-good hormones. They improve your sleep, reduce inflammation, enhance skin health, and support immune function. Your nervous system calms, your heart rate steadies, and your body begins to repair itself from within. That's why people who practice mindfulness, meditation, or even simple daily gratitude often look years younger than others their age. Their faces are softer. Their energy is lighter. Their souls are at peace. Because the body responds to the environment of your mind. If your mind is constantly in chaos, your body breaks down faster. But if your mind lives in calm, joy, and presence, your body feels safe enough to thrive. So the question is, are you here right now? Or are you aging yourself by mentally living in a time that no longer exists, or hasn't come yet? The path to youthful living begins with a single breath, taken consciously in this very moment. Because the present isn't just where life happens. It's where youth is preserved. 3. They build deep, meaningful relationships. Here's something that might shock you. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally, it shortens your life. In fact, multiple studies have now proven that loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, anxiety, depression, and even premature death. And yet, in this digital age where we're constantly connected, more people than ever feel completely alone. But happy people? They've cracked the code. They don't chase endless followers or empty likes. They invest in soul-deep relationships, connections that nourish them, ground them, and keep their spirit alive. These are the people they can cry with, laugh with, grow old with. People who celebrate their wins, and hold space for their pain. This kind of connection does more than make you feel loved, it changes your biology. When you're in the presence of someone you trust, someone you feel safe with, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin lowers blood pressure, reduces inflammation, and strengthens the immune system. It also improves sleep, digestion, and even the repair of damaged cells. In other words, love is medicine. Laughter between friends is medicine. Sharing a meal, having a deep talk, hugging someone you love, that's not just emotional healing. That's anti-aging on a biological level. Happy people know this. That's why they prioritize quality over quantity. They don't try to impress everyone, they nurture the few who truly matter. Because in a world that's growing colder and more disconnected, they've realized the timeless truth. Real connection is the new fountain of youth. You can have the perfect skincare routine, the best supplements, and a strict diet. But if your heart is starving for love, friendship, and human warmth, your body will still feel empty, and it will age faster. So if you want to feel young, look young, and stay young, build relationships that touch your soul. Not just people you can text, but people you can truly trust. Because no cream or cure on earth can replace the power of genuine human connection. 4. They forgive, let go, and move on. If there's one thing silently draining your youth, it's holding on to what hurt you. Resentment, betrayal, heartbreak, injustice, these wounds are real. But what most people don't realize is this: holding a grudge doesn't just damage your peace of mind, it damages your body. Every time you think of that person who wronged you, every time you replay the argument, the betrayal, the pain, your body reacts as if it's happening again. Your stress hormone, cortisol, spikes. Your blood pressure rises. Your immune system becomes compromised. That bitterness? That grudge? It begins to eat you from the inside, increasing inflammation, accelerating cell death, and aging your skin, your organs, and even your brain. This isn't just emotional suffering. It's biological sabotage. But happy people, they make a different choice. They choose to let go. Not because what happened was okay. Not because the pain didn't matter. But because their peace matters more than their pride. They understand that forgiveness isn't a gift to the one who hurt you, it's a gift to yourself. It's the decision to stop letting someone else's actions hold power over your body, your mind, and your future. And when you forgive, not for them, but for you, your body responds. Your cortisol drops. Your heart softens. Your nervous system relaxes. Healing begins. Forgiveness literally lightens your load, both emotionally and physically. You sleep better. You breathe easier. You feel younger. Why? Because you're no longer carrying the rotting weight of resentment. You've set yourself free. And freedom is youth. So ask yourself, what are you still carrying that's aging you? What wound have you rehearsed so many times it's become part of your identity? Let it go. Because healing isn't just spiritual, it's cellular. And when you forgive, you don't just heal your heart, you slow the clock on your entire being. 5. They rewire their mind with positive beliefs. What if I told you that the thoughts you think every day are either aging you or healing you? It may sound dramatic, but it's backed by science. Your thoughts shape your biology. Every single time you think a thought, whether it's, "I'm not good enough," or, "I can handle this," you're firing neural circuits in your brain. And the more often those circuits fire, the stronger they become. This is called neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to rewire itself based on how you think, feel, and respond to life. Happy people? They know this. And they use it like a weapon against aging. They don't just hope for joy, they train their minds to create it. It's not that they've never faced pain. Many have walked through trauma, loss, failure, and fear. But here's the difference: they don't let the pain take root and define who they are. Instead, they consciously redirect their thoughts toward what empowers them, toward what brings light instead of darkness, growth instead of decay. They practice gratitude, even on hard days. They speak kindness to themselves when no one's listening. They remind themselves of their worth, even when the world tries to convince them otherwise. This isn't toxic positivity. This is neurological self-defense. Positive beliefs release healing chemicals in the brain, like serotonin and endorphins, that improve your mood, protect your memory, and slow cognitive aging. They also lower inflammation, boost immune function, and help regulate blood pressure and digestion. But more than anything, these beliefs keep the mind flexible, youthful, and full of life. Because aging isn't just about what's happening in your body. It's about what's happening inside your mind. So the question is, what thoughts are you rehearsing every day? Are they lifting you? Or slowly breaking you down? If you want to age gracefully, powerfully, and joyfully, you must become the architect of your mind. Not every thought is worthy of space in your brain. Choose the ones that give you life. Because the younger mind creates the younger body. And that's not magic. That's science. 6. They wake up with purpose. If there's one silent force that can age you faster than bad food, lack of sleep, or even chronic stress, it's living without purpose. A life without meaning is like a body without breath. It may be functioning, but it's not truly alive. Waking up every day without a reason, without a sense of direction, without something that pulls your spirit forward, that's what slowly kills your energy, your joy, and eventually your youth. But happy people, they live differently. They don't just roll out of bed to exist. They wake up to contribute. Some have grand missions, writing books, leading movements, building businesses that change lives. Others find purpose in quiet beauty, raising children with love, creating art, helping someone smile, or simply being a kind, conscious human in a world that desperately needs it. But no matter the form, the result is the same: purpose gives their life power. And that power? It moves through their entire being. Purpose isn't just a mindset. It's a biological fuel. When you live with intention, your body produces more energy. Your immune system becomes stronger. Your brain stays sharper. Even your cells respond by producing healthier proteins and repairing damage more efficiently. In fact, scientific studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, have lower risk of disease, and maintain better mental health, even well into old age. Why? Because the body follows the spirit. When your soul is alive, your cells are alive. When you have something to look forward to, your body fights to keep going. Purpose gives you a reason to grow, to move, to evolve. And that movement, that spark, that drive? That's youth in its purest, most powerful form. Without it, you may survive, but you'll slowly fade. But with it, you thrive. So ask yourself, every single morning, not, "What do I have to do today?" but instead, "What is my soul calling me to become?" That question will ignite something far stronger than motivation. It will awaken your purpose. And when you live with purpose, you don't just stay young. You become unstoppable. 7. They nourish their body with love, not punishment. There's a quiet war happening in millions of people every single day, a war against their own bodies. They wake up criticizing their reflection. They skip meals out of shame. They binge out of self-hate. They move their bodies not out of love, but out of guilt. And that war, it ages them. But happy people? They've chosen a different path, a path of compassion, not punishment. They don't abuse their bodies with toxic foods, addictions, or neglect. But they also don't starve themselves trying to meet someone else's standards. They've realized something that many people never do. Your body isn't a problem to fix. It's a gift to protect. So they nourish it, with love, with care, with presence. They eat mindfully, not to chase some number, but to honor their energy. They move joyfully, not to punish their weight, but to celebrate their strength. They rest deeply, not because they're lazy, but because they understand that recovery is sacred. For them, it's not about abs or aesthetics, it's about vitality. Because when you treat your body like a battleground, you age faster. But when you treat it like a temple, with kindness, patience, and gratitude, it rewards you with glow, energy, and graceful aging. Science supports this. When you approach food, movement, and rest with joy and love, your body produces lower cortisol, better digestion, more balanced hormones, and stronger immunity. Your skin clears. Your metabolism balances. Your mood lifts. And your body starts to trust you again. That trust is what creates sustainable health, not short-term discipline driven by shame, but long-term well-being rooted in respect. So if you truly want to feel young, not just look younger, but to live younger, stop fighting your body. Start loving it. Feed it foods that fuel. Move it in ways that feel good. Rest when it needs rest. Because the most youthful energy in the world doesn't come from beauty standards, it comes from self-respect. And once you give that to your body, it will give you youth in return. So the real secret to aging slowly isn't found in creams or surgeries. It's in how you live, how you feel, how you love. If you choose happiness, true, intentional happiness, you choose youth. Not just in how you look, but in how you feel, every single day. So the question is, are you ready to live younger, longer, and happier? If this video inspired you, hit like, subscribe, and share this light with someone you love. Your best years aren't behind you, they're still waiting for you. Until next time, stay young, stay wise, stay alive.